Hi there guys, today I'd like to show you a game called Project Aura. It's early access, of course, and you do, I think most of you now know my taste in games. I really enjoy first person games, I enjoy shooters, and I enjoy puzzle games, and finally builders, and this is a builder game. Or is it? Well, a quick note for those who are interested in electronics, who are still hanging around here, jump over to my other channel. It's purely dedicated to product development, electronics and programming. So we can entirely focus on gaming in this channel. So, hey, why don't we just call this video here Getting Started with Project Aura. Yeah. This game, getting started with this game. So let's start a new game. I had some troubles with this game, getting started, learning how to play it, and of course it's still not finished. It's still early access, it's still in development. However, I don't really see how this game will progress much further. It's basically what it is, and there we are at now. So what's left is basically bug fixing, maybe adding some sort of story campaign or something like that. Here we go. You start out, we choose a name, random name, we choose a uniform apparently, not yet, random colors, yes, weird colors, Oh, black. Yeah, let's just have something like a black suit with white. Yeah, why not? Male, female. I think it's just so you can see how they look in their uniform. Packing, yeah, let's just put it on a low difficulty right now so we can get this thing going. Yes, please, because there's a lot of things the tutorial is kind of skipping. So I'm just going to play the game or start up a game, and I'm just going to try to comment what to do and what not to do. So here we go. This is the platform. The story is we are living in a post-apocalyptic world and we're trying to survive. As you can see in the background, there's sort of a shield. This thing in the middle is a shield generator, and this platform is at the ocean, and we have to survive on our own in our small colony right here. The way you survive is by generating food, resources and everything else you might need. There are different ways you can do that. You can do that by farming, or you can collect resources. There are no enemies in this game, so you can just relax. Okay, done. Let's do this. So, the first thing we want to do is add citizens. The top menu shows you your gun stats, and you can see you have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0 risk. You have a bit of this, which is energy, by the way. You have some electricity, and a lot of nothing as well. Down to the right we have our inventory, which is hard to see because I have my image right there, so we can put it right there instead. Very nice GUI. You can just drag and drop it. Very nice, very nice. So the first thing we want to do is build, so let's do that. We are going to click the build menu down here. Of course everything has keyboard shortcuts, but we are not going to do that. We're going to use the mouse. Build, and we have different buildings. The first one we want is social, so this one right here, residential blocks. Click it and we get this menu. This menu shows different layouts, and you can create your own if you want to make your own layouts later in the game. We don't want to do that. We just want to create maybe 1 or 2 buildings. Let's start out with 1. We are going to create another later anyway. So it requires these resources. We can just buy them by clicking this button. Yes, and once done we can drag this template out. There we go. And the house is built. Now what can we do with this house? This house is going to be a place where our citizens can live, meaning we now, you can see up here, we have 50 apartments, rooms, I don't know, 50 spots where people can stand and wait when they're not working. I guess. So, in order to get this to work, you need to assign a few things to it. So, left click and hold opens this menu. Destroy, something with people, something else. These two aren't working. All we want to do is this one, which is going to open the buildings menu. There we go. Here we have our residential block, and we have these two tabs. And this is where this game starts to piss me off. But I'll explain why in a minute. So, in order to get this building to work, we need to add some things to these tabs, and we can buy them in the store over here. You can see the first tab says link to colonist ideal director, meaning we need a director in this building. Next one says link to blueprint, recovery organic waste. Well, that's a function. So, first of all, we want a director. There we go. This is where our colonists arrive, and we can hire them as we see fit. And as you can see, there is no directors. They have a title in blue and different classes. Experience levels. So the lowest experience level we have right here, we don't have any we need. We can easily search for another by clicking this button, but it costs 50 credits. That's a bit sad. So we got this one, versatile. They are great because they are, you guessed it, versatile. They can do almost anything. Not great, but they work. Okay, now we want a blueprint for organic waste. So let's close this one for now. Open our shop. There we go. We're going to click our tech, and we're just going to browse through the different shops until we find the one called Recovery Organic Waste. That's this one right here. We can just drag that right over here. Connect these. There we go. And this one also has a requirement. It requires a recycler or a farmer. We have a recycler right here. We're just going to drag him on there. There we go. And this building is now able to function. But before we can make it function, we need to start this thing. You can see it's red. So we're going to right click it. We're going to select run this building's function for 999 times. No, we're just going to do one. Click play, and you can see it's green. Then I'm going to click this one and this one. This means when this one has ended, it's going to try to restart itself and continuously run. Down here you can see what this building is production. It's going to produce fertilizer. Basically, it's going to take human waste and store it. And you can see there's these small arrows. You can make them large like that, and you can see it's actually moving very slow. Once it's up there, it has done one cycle for this guy. And that adds to this one up here, which moves up here. And once this one has moved from this point to this point, yeah, it's silly, you get 2 fertilizer in your inventory over here. Okay, that's it, that's the game. So, well, then you say, well, maybe there's more to this game than just putting a fertilizer in your inventory. Well, yeah, there is. You just change the different things you produce, but it's basically the same. The only thing that's going to change is when you right click this one, some of the buildings actually have different requirements, but we can go into that right away. But right now we are producing fertilizer. Okay, we have this window open still, so we can see okay. Still nothing we want. Sometimes I just see a guy I need because I've been playing this game a few times and I know which professions I need more than others. So a pilot, sure. I'm going to need that pretty soon, so I just awakened or hired the pilot, and they are then stored right here. As you can see, they are not working, but they are just hanging out in the spot in the building. Sure, you can, if you are into that, you can zoom in, you can see the people. When you hire them, they come out from there, they walk onto this platform, and then they get beamed down here, and sometimes they walk around down here. Who cares? Okay, next thing. We need food and water or these people will die. So we're going to click the shop, And I'm just going to hold Control and left click water. You can see I put 100 down there. If I don't left click, I'm just going to put 1, and if I use shift, I'm going to put 25. Also need some food. There we go. So I bought food and water. You now need to make the food and water available for your people. So you click the cutlet set right here. It's called Food Management button. And you get this menu. First thing you want is to drag your food and water into this ladder or storage, right? And then you want to design your menus. People always start with designing menu 1. I don't like that, so I'm going to start with menu 4. I click enable, which means people can go and get this food. And it says, for these 3 people I have food for 33 days. Well, that's pretty good. But as soon as I start to hire people, the amount of days they can survive on my amount of food will reduce drastically. So, the first thing we want is, of course, water. Water is a building down here. And you can see we have this thing called desalination plant. Well, it's basically you take seawater, electrocute it, or dry it out to remove the salt. So where do we want that? Right now we only have the inner plates available. The larger outer plates we don't. We can, if we wanted to, click them right here and percase them, but we don't feel like that right now. We just want to build our desalination plant. So let's do that on this one right here next to the building. And I actually want to build this one with 3 plants, so I'm just going to buy all the resource and drag it right in. There we go. And open the menu again by left click and hold. And you can see it has different requirements. It needs a director. We don't have anyone yet, but we have an operator. I know I am going to need that guy later, so... Oh, I accidentally just replaced him. Okay, fail. We also need water desalination. That's a tech. We can get that up here. And then this green one, you can see there's water desalination right there. That also requires people. That requires operators. Luckily, I just hired one. No, I accidentally sent him away. Okay, let's put that over here right now. Okay, here's what really pisses me off. This line right here. It's not a problem right now, but as soon as I start to add a lot of people, I only can add linear lines. They can only go from A to B directly. I want to make this line go horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, or even round if that's my case. But I'm unable to choose that anywhere. I can't drag or drop or adjust this line. So they're going to be crisscrossing everywhere, just confusing the hell out of everybody using this plant. Okay, water desalination, yeah, sausage fest. There we go. And another one. There we go. That's no. You go over this way like that. And the final one is a building maintenance, because these buildings are going to be I don't know why, but they need some sort of building maintenance. That's also something that's a bit inconsistent, because some of them really require a lot of maintenance and others don't. And okay, it's taking a bit long for these to appear. So you can see up here we have this time. So if I hold shift and hit plus, you can see 2, 4, 8, there we go, speeding up the time. We should now pretty soon get some replacements right here. Until then we can just do this. Recycler, yes please. Operator, yes please. I'm not sure I'm able to use recyclers here. No, recyclers has no use, so click delete and away with him. But the operator, there we go. And we can't start this process until we have a director. So we can use this versatile that just appeared. There we go. I would also like a technician or artisan We got one right here. That's a bit strange to use an artisan, but hey. To make sure we have building maintenance. And we got that now. You can see he's working, so we can start this one as well. And this one will produce 75 water and 1 salt each time it moves up. So now I can just put in more people. There we go. Oh, we got real directors now, so let's get one of those in there, and this one we just need to hire, so you can start working here, and you can be this guy instead, and you can work here. There we go. Think I'm going to need another maintenance guy, because this building is taking a lot of damage by just standing there. So come on, replace these. Oh, here we go. Technician, yes please. There we go. Another technician would be nice. So technicians, as you can see, they are green, where the other guy was red. Sorry, orange. And that's basically just, you can see he's red right there, meaning he's terrible at this job, but it works out, but it's not great. Why should you be concerned about that? Well, if we right click the individual, you can see he's losing 2 moral per day. He's producing +9 production, but there's a lot of problems. They are going to level up and down individually, these players. So let's just get rid of him. We don't want him there if he's unhappy. We need operators or heavy operators. So, do we have any? Nope. And while we are waiting for people, let's just jump over to this building, open this one up, and see we have this director not doing anything. So why don't we just move him into our block and let him manage the block instead, so we get the right people to do the right job. What else do we have? We have a artisan. We have no use for him, so I would like to get rid of him. I'm not sure if I can, but I'm going to try. Oh yeah, there we go. You can click down here, fire this colonist. There we go. Then we have our pilot, recycler, versatile. Perfect. Let's see. Another versatile. Well, it's better than nothing. So let's get rid of this first process. There we go. Then we had another. Is this versatile? That's the versatile, right? So put him in there. And you can see now we're starting to have a problem because things are going to overlap. So the only way to solve that is really just to zoom out and try to do something like that, and that's just annoying. If I were able to make the lines go squarish or round, I could keep it on a smaller space, but hey, the developers don't like that, so hey. Okay. Anyway, we're producing water. Let's see if we have got any yet. So organic, yeah, we already got 150 water. Let's drop that right into our food right away. As you can see, we only have food for 6 days, and it's certainly not because we're lacking water. We have plenty of water. We need to set up a food process. And here's where things go a bit wrong, because in order to generate food, you need some buildings that have some really weird requirements. Let's see. Seaweed farm, right? Let's just build one right away. Let's see if he fits right there. I don't really care if they should be on the same block or not. They're going to be now. There we go. This is our seaweed farm. That's fine. You can see it has the usual requirements. Fine. Let's see. We know that one of the requirements are... Let's just check. Seaweed flattening and drying seaweed. That's fine. Okay. So here we go, seaweed drying, yes, and seaweed flattening, yes. And we need a director if any available. We had one right there. And I'm just going to slow down time. There we go. Okay, and the farmer needs farmer or recycler, and the other one needs operators or heavy operators. We have a recycler, and I think we have another one stored, right? Yes, exactly, that guy. Okay, so now you think, well, now we are able to get this building to run. No, you're not, because you're going to need seaweed and fertilizer. Well, fertilizer is a giveaway. You're going to get that by having more residential buildings. Will give you more fertilizer, clearly. Seaweed, well, luckily we can buy it. Well, apparently it won't allow me, but sometimes you can buy it, sometimes you can't. The way you get seaweed is by having a plane fly out and grab it for you. Okay, that's stupid. Okay, but that's fine. Then it produces 100 fed seaweed. Well, what's that for? Well, that's for this one to make it into food and water. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. What type of people do we need for that? Well, we need operators. Do we have any? Oh, we actually have one. So he can just stand there and idle because we still don't have any seaweed. That's fine. Okay, let's look into getting some seaweed. Oh, wait, before we do that, let's automate these processes. So we're going to hit play and these two. It's going to continuously complain down in the chat that we don't have the resources, but when we do, it's going to produce. So, there we go. Okay, in order to get seaweed, we need a place for our plane to land, and at this level we only can build the very basic plane. And no, this is not it. That's the ship factory. You want to build a hangar. This one, alpha hangar. It's this guy. Yes, get the materials and get it in there. That's fine. So, as you can see, the hangar. There's even a plane. However, that's a fake. It's not a real plane. You have to buy the plane separately. Okay, so we have our hangar. We need a director as usual. So let's check out what kind of people do we have. Do we have spares? What's the spare? That's a pilot. We're going to need him in here later, so let's put him in there. We don't have any director, so I'm going to stop that. Stop that. Speed up time again. Okay, full speed, I'm not sure. We also need got a director right there. He just showed up. So, we need a blueprint for ship missions and building maintenance. Okay, that's fairly easy to get. Building maintenance is this one. And we know it requires 2 technicians, and we got that right there. So, let's just get them right away. Come on. And let's start that. Auto start. There we go. Now we need a ship blueprint for missions. So we're going to click the tech, and we're going to click the purple one, and you can see you have these things for your ship. And this one is actually a mission. I have no idea what the developers were thinking, but that's just weird. Anyway, we have our ship mission. The ship mission requires a pilot and a ship. Well, we have a pilot right here. So let's hook him up to that. And the ship, so let's click the ship tab. And we got one ship to choose from. So if you bought a different hangar, well, you're screwed. Okay, here we go. The ship requires additional things. Or no, you can add it, you don't need to. So I'm just going to add a few things just for the heck of it. So a radar, solar shield, and extra cargo. So the radar fits onto there, cargo fits onto there, solar shield fits onto one of these. There we go. And now we're ready. So let's start this mission. Keep an eye on the ship. There we go. Okay. So now everything is running. Now we just wait. Let's close this down. Let's close this down. Let's click organic. You can see we have plenty of water. We are getting more water than we could ever need. Our problem is getting food, and we need more fertilizer. Okay. Here's the strange part. This building only produces this amount of fertilizer. That's not nearly enough. But if we add another building, let's do that. Now turn around. There we go. So our second building. We need, of course, a director or a versatile. Oh, we actually have a director, so let's get him. We need some tech for waste recovery. There we go. And we need a recycler on that. There we go. Now the second building is running. The strange thing is, even though there's no people living in there, you are still producing fertilizer. Right? 0 right now. Just give it a few moments and you'll produce fertilizer from an empty building. That's fine. We now have room for 100 people and we only have 20, meaning 2 buildings should be more than enough, right? Okay. But here's the tip part, if you want to call it that. Once the ship returns, it's going to return with organic junk or crap, if you want. And we have nowhere or nothing. There we go. Here we go. That's from the ship. Organic garbage. We have no use for that organic garbage. So in order to make use of this organic garbage, which will eventually turn into seaweed, you need a recycling center. Of course you do. And we have that... oh, where's the recycling center? Oh, it's not the corpse. Desalination, botanic garden. Oh, it's recycling. It's right there, clearly. There we go. Recycling plant. Does he actually fit? Yeah, he fits right there. There we go. And the recycling center, of course, has its own requirement. Usually a... I'm just going to put a farmer in there because I know the farmers will actually work in the recycling center. And you just want to get this up and running. Okay, we need some tech. And I know we need recycling. We also need building maintenance. There we go. Farmer. Farmer. Tech. Not enough to produce. You can see it requires 100 of magnets. And oh, we don't have any magnets. Well, you can see this cogwheel right here. Click it and choose recycle organics instead. Okay. Now it requires 100 fish in a barrel. We got plenty of those. There we go. And now this is running. The thing with the recycling center is it's actually going to produce the things we need for food. So, if I right click, you can see we're going to get fertilizer and seaweed and something random. So I just want to put more people into this as soon as possible. Recycler, yes, please. You see again, some are green, some are yellow. Yellow means it's okay, green means it's perfect match. I don't know what kind of people would be a perfect match for a recycling center, but hey, we got some. And they will eventually turn this garbage into seaweed, and the seaweed plant will turn it into food and water. Very good. Very good. Okay, now that is running. Well, let's see. You can see almost there. I would like to get a few more people in here before we move on. Okay, just a farmer then. Pew, there we go. Programmers, no thank you. No, we like that farmer. So this is going to go up now, and we should get, there we go, 100. Meaning this will also disappear quite quick now. There we go, it's gone. That means this production over here has started. They are now producing, yes, fed seaweed. The fed seaweed will then be used to produce food. Operator, there we go. Operator. There we go. And this is also set to auto start. So, all we got to worry about now is making sure people have food. And you can see we have food for 0 days, so let's just buy some. Just this once. Again. Food. There we go. 3 days. And you see the seaweed turned into the seaweed with a plus. And now it disappeared. Meaning next time it appears, it's going to turn into food to put in here. I'm going to shift click this one. Drag this bar to the middle. And I'm going to show you how to make money in this game. So, in order to make more money in this game, you have to sell stuff. There are different ways to sell stuff. Now, our colony is able to survive as is. If I do nothing now, they are going to survive. And they are going to produce a surplus of water and food. As you can see, we're getting plenty of fish in a barrel. I'm just waiting for the food to you can see this line right here. It's going to fill up in the middle of the screen. It's indicating this one. It's going to be filled pretty soon. So we're just, once these guys hit, it should go. And you can see they are gaining levels. Level 2, level 2, level 2. Meaning they are going to work faster and faster. There we go. 100 food complete. We can drag that right in. I can try again. There we go. And we got food for 6 days. And so on. So, now you want to make money. Meaning you're going to set up this entire process again for something else. You could sit and switch the process for what is the plane going to find, or and so on, and recycle that. But you always want to have food. So this is food. And this is how they will survive, right? Now, money. I'm going to open the market. And the easiest way to make money is simply to take, you can see I got all this spare water. I'm just going to, you can see the value is, well, you can't actually see it because I'm having my picture in the way. So let's do this. The water right here, you can see it has a value of 492. So I'm just going to right click it. Or try. Cling! And I got the money and it was sold to the market. That's how you sell. You could also, if you want to, drag it over like that. And you gain cash. That's how you make money, and that's the game. Now you just wait for the game to complete. Well, I don't think there is any completion objectives or failure objectives, so this is just a graphical demo of, I don't know, something sitting around. Well, that's Project Aura entirely. Then you can just expand your base out to these platforms and start researching and building, because there's a lot of buildings we didn't go over, but come on. Yes, exactly. So, Hope you enjoyed this very quick tutorial or explanation of what the game is and what's going to happen, and I hope you, like me, can see this game doesn't really go any further. I don't care what the developers say. I don't see the expansion of this game. There was a game before called something, I can't remember the name now, but it was on a space station that was round and you were building small shops, security offices, and you can see the people walking around. It's just management, nothing else. It's a management game. So you just sit around being a manager. Well, I got a tip for you. You can get a job and do that in real life and get paid for doing exactly that. Well, of course not. You're not going to, well, today we're going to send our plane out to grab some seaweed, but something very similar, and it's being a manager. Of course not a manager at McDonald's. They just serve food and wash dishes, but any other manager. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.